Okay, hi class. I'm going to be doing my speech today about the value of influence, and I've learned this through my family, friends, and mentors. Um, the value of influence has taught me what's right to do and what's wrong to do. Um, okay, so what like the value of influence has been taught to me through my family, and it's been taught to me through um, in like the sense of what not to do in that influence. So for example, like my family, like a lot of my family members that I live with and just throughout my family have very addictive personalities. And so a lot of my family members are addicted to a certain thing, which is personal, so I'm not going to say anything about it. But like just in the household that I grew up in when I was in high school and like going into college when I was moving out to LA and all that stuff, I was being not encouraged by my family members to do that certain like addictive like trait that they have, but just like the item or the thing they're addicted to being on the shelf or being in the fridge and you consistently seeing it is an influence in itself. So when you see that like on a day-to-day basis or like every time you open the fridge to get like a water or something like that, just seeing it is like it builds curiosity of what it tastes like and what it smells like, and then that starts with like if you go open the fridge to go get a water or a Gatorade or something like that, and you're like, oh, let me see how this smells, or I'll just take a baby taste and like you're like, oh, I don't like it, or oh, that's good. Um, that's that's how my family's taught me like the value of influence and then like what not to do in that sense. Um, my friends have also taught me what not to do, but they also teach me what to do. Um, don't get me wrong, I love my friends and I choose my friends wisely just because I know that they're good people on the inside. But this kind of goes back to being like or having an addictive personality. So a lot of my friends, they smoke or they do the jewels or those puff bars that are colorful, which that draws attention, and like just giving it the unique names that doesn't help like with the like a bad influence. That's a bad influence, like having those unique names even though they're like the normal flavors like watermelon, like that's always been a favorite artificial flavor of mine. um but like how I said, a lot of my friends, they smoke or they do the jewels or the those puff bars. Like I don't choose my friends like to be with them because of that. I just choose them because they're like good people at heart. And so like they've taught me that like what not to do in that sense. And just like another thing about my friends, like when we go to parties and seeing how they act and all that stuff, I'm like, oh, I don't want to act like that. But me being around them consistently, going to parties with the same friends or same group of friends consistently, doesn't help. Just because like I'll be influenced to do what they want to do. And yeah, so that's all really about my friends. I mean, they're great people, but yeah. And then my mentors, like I could talk forever about my mentors, but they're like one of the highest people like I always want to be around, and one of the people I always want to talk about or like spread their values or their what they've taught me to other people. Um, so probably the biggest mentor in my life is my uncle Jim. He's taught me like just like a lot of the like what to do sense, um, in the sense of that value, in the sense of influence. Like just from how to change a tire to like managing my savings and my bank account and my money and all that stuff. If he could, he would just like supply me with whatever he wanted, or not whatever he wanted, whatever he could supply me with, just like so I could be successful. He's always like kept me in line and kept me in check with what's right morally and like in school and in grades. I mean, all my family wants me to do great and like have great grades, but my uncle's like very promptly in like my mind when I think about or mentors and influence. Another big influence in my life was my basketball coaches. Even though this is in the past, I still play basketball, but like my coaches were a big mentor in my life, just because they would keep me like on check or in check with my grades. Because if my grades weren't like in check, I wasn't able to play basketball. I wasn't able to practice or go to games. And just like being in a household with toxic like relationships and people, they they gave me like an outlet to go and like release frustration, and just like because I love the sport of basketball, so they taught me like how to play it. And like, but just to get back to the sense of influence, they just like helped me keep in line along with my uncle. But so something that my mom always says, is she's teaching me what to do and what not to do. So yeah, that's basically it on influence. And yeah, thank you.